Hi, this is a short tutorial on squaring up oversized half-square triangles. I'm going to be squaring up some half-square triangles to measure 4.5 inches using my largest squaring up ruler. If you can only afford a single ruler, go ahead and get a 12.5 inch square. It's very versatile and you really can do almost anything with it. To make my life a little easier, I've taken a Sharpie marker and I placed a dot near each edge at the 4.5 mark and also where those lines intersect. That'll become clear in a moment. What I did when I made my half square triangles is I cut my patches oversized, put them right sides together, drew a diagonal line here, and then stitched a scant 1/4 inch either side. Now I cut them down the middle and I have this, 2 oversized half square triangle blocks. Most of the time you will see these pressed to one side. So here I've done that. I've pressed this seam to the darker side. I don't like to do that and I'm going to show you why. When I put my ruler on this seam to trim it up, it wants to rock. And I don't like that rocking. That's, I guess, a recipe for shifting if you ask me. So instead, I take my half square triangles and I press the seams open. I use a short stitch length. I've never had any batting beard through this seam. It's very durable. If I hold it up and pull on it, it doesn't open up. And so if you actually sew your seam correctly, it's perfectly fine to press them open. To do the squaring up, I place the block down and then using this diagonal line on the seam, I set my ruler in place and I want it set so that all the way around the edge there's a little bit of this square sticking out, extending out past that 4.5 inch line. When I have that set up the way I want it, I take my ruler my rotary cutter with a really sharp blade and I carefully cut 2 sides. And then before I move the ruler, I pull these away just so I can be sure that I've got a good clean cut all the way around. Next, I pivot the block. And it's easy to tell because I'm always going to have my little dog ears on the edge of the ruler. And I place my block. This time I'm being really careful to make sure that those 2 trimmed edges line up exactly on the 4.5 inch lines. Here's my little dot showing the intersection. My point is right there. And now I'm going to go ahead and make my cut. Notice that I kind of use this 1/2 inch seam allowance to guide where I keep my fingers. If I keep my fingers within those lines, I'm not in any danger of cutting myself. 2 more cuts, pull those out of the way, and now I know I have a perfect half square triangle.